Well, if you're asking what AFDA stands for, it stands for African Film, Drama and Art, and it's the South African School of Motion Picture Medium and Live Performance. We offer degrees in Bachelor of Arts, Motion Picture Medium and Live Performance, BCom, Business Innovation, and we offer higher certificates in film production, radio production, and in a higher certificate in business creativity and innovation. Look, AFDA has a story that is built in mythology and truth. We started with a broken VCR, a rented TV, and 6 students in a basement below street level with lots of damp in it. AFDA is a unique institution. It has been developed over the last 25 years. Got 4 campuses, Cape Town, Durban, Johannesburg and Port Elizabeth or Gqeberha, and it is currently owned by StartYo and listed on the stock exchange. The film industry is critical to the South African economy because media and entertainment content and services are critical to the world. The multiplying effect of a film shoot, the kind of jobs it creates, the kind of hotel bookings, the taxis required, the food services, the hospital services, and all the kind of living services around film production are what really make an industry cook. And South Africa, as we know, South Africans are innovative, they can improvise, they're creative, and all of these kind of suit the South African personality in the workplace. And of course, we have a great crisis in terms of unemployment in this country. Well, the creative economy is the fastest growing economy in the world. And AFDA is certainly part of that creative economy. And by extension, in terms of employment, it is critical to South Africa's employment crisis and of being part of the rest of the world. Because people aren't just going to work in a creative economy that is locked down in South Africa. The creative economy is a global concept where people can work from wherever they are in the world, because we've got the technology to converge all the different disciplines and to put a film together. A film like District 9 is a great example of that. It was made across about 10, 11 countries many, many years ago. And today, of course, that's just taken for granted that films are made from different parts of the world 24 hours a day. Well, you know, the thing is that we've got to learn to live with uncertainty. It's one of the conditions of a postmodern society. And filmmaking has that unpredictable kind of nature. Filmmaking is something that is, like most creative things, that is iterative, that shifts, that moves, that is flexible, that is adaptable. And so that's a critical aspect of filmmaking as a vocation or a practice that teaches you many, many things, not just about your craft and your discipline, but about life as well. Sure, you know, there are 2 schools of thought. You got a camera, you got access to facilities to edit or lay soundtracks. Just get out there and do it. And you know, that suits certain personalities. These are people that are extremely driven. These are people that don't understand what no means. These are people that have got enormous grit and resilience, and they're prepared to serve, in lower positions in the industry and slowly work their way up and take their chances with the gaps that they might get. You know, education is a very, very important option. It kind of gives you more guarantees. It allows you to build your confidence and your ideas and your network of your peer group, of your generation, so that you're not kind of appropriating, a bunch of ideas from a generation that, is not necessarily relevant to you. Not that they're wrong. It's just that it doesn't have that same integrity as your own generation. And that's what universities have done, and colleges and schools. They've given people an environment to develop. They've given people an environment to fail. And we all know how important it is to fail to grow. So, you build this wonderful network of people that you're going to be working with in the future. You get an opportunity to try lots of things out. And of course, the enormous socialization of you as a human being and growing up when you go through a university or college experience is something that you can't really just buy off a shelf. Look, a lot of people have trouble in reconciling the idea that after the film school can offer a BCom. But, I've got news for everyone. Filmmaking is the ultimate business of filmmaking mimics all the characteristics of modern business. As I said earlier, you've got to be flexible, you've got to be adaptable, you've got to improvise, you've got to integrate a plethora of disciplines, you've got to converge things, you've got to fragment things. It's such a great teacher, and it just made logical sense that we'd go into that particular aspect. But we focus on business innovation, and we focus on creativity for business. So it's not your traditional BCom where you're doing stats and where you're doing accounts. We do none of that. We just do all the kind of hard work and thinking that it takes to create a business. Look, the one thing about entrepreneurship, this word gets bandied around like creativity, and people kind of talk about it as if something that you can just actually kind of access willy-nilly. Entrepreneurs are very specific human beings. They like risk. They enjoy change and disequilibrium. They love that idea that, there's a problem and how we're going to solve that. They kind of can put themselves in the shoes of the customer going, what is it that those guys want? And for me, that's what being an entrepreneur is all about, is taking those risks, really believing in your idea, doing a lot of research around your idea, and then, of course, being able to convince people about your idea. That's, in the end, what it's all about, is convincing investors or convincing customers to buy your product. And the thing about an entrepreneur, you can hear it in their voices, how passionate and how committed they are to their projects. Do they all work? You got to live and learn. And statistics will tell you that most entrepreneurial endeavors come to naught. Something like 90% fail. But I suppose that's what it's all about, But I must say, we've got some brilliant filmmakers in this country, and they're going to come to the fore going forward. Jamel Kebeka is one of my favorite filmmakers. He was the South African candidate for the Oscar with Knuckle City. Great movie, beautiful cinematography. Tom Murray did some really outstanding work, great story. Tsotsi Govenhood, Govenhood, has gone on to establish a great career for himself in Hollywood. Daryl Root, that guy's made so many movies, I can't tell you. He must have made over 100 feature films. But that's what I love about Daryl. He just loves making movies, and telling stories. And he was like that when he was 20. He made a great movie called The Stick, and I've always loved that movie. Zian Tuli, he made a great little movie called Hard to Get. Really fab little movie. Also shot by Tom Murray, incidentally. There are a lot more. Henk Pretorius is someone that I really like. Darren Joshua, Travis Tata, and then the Rose Amongst the Thorns there, Nosipa Dumisa. She did Blood and Water for Netflix with Darren and Travis. They're a great little collective at Gambit Films that are strutting their stuff, particularly with Netflix. It's so difficult to prescribe such a diverse audience the movie that they should watch. Because after all, when filmmakers make films, they're appealing to certain markets and certain segments of the market. Of course, if you can make a movie that's got massive universal appeal, wow, great. That's the blockbuster, which was designed in Hollywood in the 70s. But, I would imagine that, you've got to just kind of enjoy whatever's on Netflix and that comes out of South Africa or from the continent and see if you enjoy it. Because, all those films are hungry for audiences, and invariably the American films outmarket them and push them into the margins because of the kind of muscle that they have behind their films and the kind of consecration and valorization of Hollywood and its stars. But, I think the continent's on the move. South Africa certainly, Nollywood has certainly shown that they can make movies for their population. India has certainly shown that, and quite often that gets ignored. And I suppose South Africans have to make movies for South African audiences first, and by extension for the rest of the world. I think that the South African film industry is set to grow, and certainly the growth of film schools and the amount of content that South African filmmakers are putting out, the capacity that we have to distribute content globally without any middlemen, certainly going to create a massive access and market for content to be created and delivered to Africa. And we know that local television, for example, is far more popular than international television. So I see a big market over there. And then, of course, series. We're going to see, more and more series coming out of South Africa. And then, of course, with social media, we're going to have all our mavericks, and we're going to have all our, stars who come out of this country who are going to be marketed all over the world. And we're going to become part of a big global filmmaking market where Hollywood does not necessarily dominate like it currently does.